Grand risings. Grand rising to you all this morning. Grand rising. All honor to you all this morning. Grand rising on the morning mental. Gonna be a quick one this morning. This message is real. Akanabella, earthquake. Where are you? Where are you located that you all had an earthquake? Grand rising, Joanna Fisher. Grand rising. Where was this earthquake? Digital Eye Photography, grand rising to you. Grand rising to all of you. Masalos 420, grand rising and welcome. Sister Cirrus, grand rising to you. We had an earthquake in Los Angeles. Well, how strong was it, Miss Akanabella? Tell me how strong it was. Grand rising. I'm watching all of the beautiful people come on in. Lazarus Digital, grand rising to you. That's right. Adara Repent, wake up, wake up. That's right. I'm reading y'all this morning. Grand rising. I'm loyal at heart. Grand rising. 4.5. My father's diamond. Grand rising. So y'all had a quake out in LA this morning. Grand rising to all of you all. Come on in for the morning mental. No, I don't look sleepy. I look like I just woke up. That's why it's called the morning mental. Just woke up. I told you. In case y'all don't know, the morning mental is off the top of my dome. It comes right from my spirit. It's not something that I sit down and I write. I don't sit down and try to come up with something. I just wake up and these are the thoughts that come from my mind. I bid you a grand rising this morning. Allow me, if you don't mind, to slide in right next to you mentally and wrap your mind up real quick in some thoughts. Help you make it through the day. Some of us we just one thought away. We just one last insult away. We one last move from going over the deep end. Grand rising to all of you. Violin in Richmond, and who is this? Sivia 217 and Miss Stangier and Galaxy's Finest and POI 876. Grand rising to all of the children of the Most High. Grand rising in the summer of 2020. Who is summer? Grand rising to you, Nikisha Lewis. I see you and I'm loyal at heart. I'm saying grand rising to y'all as you come on in the door. Take your seat. Slide on up in here. We got a real quick one for you this morning. He's spoken to my spirit, and this is what he says to say to you this morning. Really, question. It's not really a statement, it's a question. Grand rising to all of you. We're going to wait a few minutes for some more folks to get in. I hope that you rested well, wherever you are in the world. Grand risings, I am Marianne. I invite you to pay close attention. I'm going to drop these jewels on you, and then I'm going to charge on into my day. I want to make sure that we're getting rid of a lot of the people that are fake, that's just following much folk. You all don't understand the art of psychological operations. You do things to get a rise out of people, and you can identify your enemy right away. I'm loving all of the gun enthusiasts that are running around talking about he's stupid, he don't know what he's doing, the weapon can't misfire, he banged it on the table. Ooh. Stupid people. You really believe that that was meant not to expose the rest of y'all that's just hanging out up under us? Really? Chess game, y'all. It's all chess moves. And you've never seen anyone move like I move. So stop trying to equate me to your level of intelligence. You offend me when you do that. If you know, you know. If you don't know, now you know, because you keep letting me set you up time and time again. Let me say something to everybody out there. If you came out of the quarantine and you're no different than you was when you went into the quarantine, if you came out of the quarantine and you didn't up your game or redesign your strategy or how you was going to flip the world and take them for a loop, if you came out after sitting on your behind for 2-3 months and had a chance to study, learn a new lesson, develop your business plan, stack your loot, or even examine your relationship and didn't come out a star, that's not my fault. But some of us did. And ever since I came out of quarantine, I have done nothing but take this world and flip it upside down and put it on a loop-de-loop and put it on an accelerated path so we can get where we're going. And a lot of y'all still haven't figured out what has happened yet. So for all you gun experts that's still publicizing my name by running around talking about, oh, he banged the weapon on the table and ooh. Like I said, you let your haters become your elevators. Let your haters become your elevators. If they got your name in their mouth and you don't even know who they are, trust and believe. That means that you have grown beyond yourself and you have taken up space in their mind and they can't eat, they can't sleep. You all they talking about, whether they talking about you good or bad. See, I've been down this road before. And the last time we took this trip, I sat back and I watched y'all lie, misrepresent, blackball, blacklist, and everything else that's black. But this time, not only am I using you to my advantage, I'm using you to empower the people to finally do what they need to do. You see, we're not stupid. We're just compassionate. We're not ignorant. We just have a heart. We're not angry. We're just fed up. You see, you act like you come from a different place when the truth of the matter is we come from a different place. We were here first and we'll be here last. And that's okay. And on my morning mental, grand rising to all of you all who've joined me while I'm still out here with the world in a headlock doing nothing but backflips off the turnbuckle like we on the WWE. I would like to welcome all of the children of the Most High. This is your time. It's not theirs. And for all of you all who think that the NFAC, I salute all the members globally, think that we're just going to go away because you're making videos and hating on us. I keep saying it. Action speaks louder than words. Organize your units. Organize your militias. Organize your people. Get your game plan together. Write your master plan. Write down your project plan. Delegate who's going to do what with reportables and deliverables. Present that to the world. Show us how it benefits all of us as a people, how it moves us down the road. And then speak to power. Don't speak to me, and I will be impressed. Until you do all of those things, please step back off the football field. Your pom-poms are getting in the way with all your cheerleading, and your horn is getting in the way while we're trying to plot our next move. Thank you very much. I feel like this morning I got to address something that's going to be really, really, really hard for some of y'all to hear. I feel this morning I need to talk a little bit to us that this affects, because I know a lot of y'all not gonna like it, but it's true. We got to deal with it right now. So on the morning mental, I have to deal with this accusation. I have to deal with this interpretation, and it goes like this. But I'm not a racist. Oh, that's the topic this morning. But I'm not a racist. You see, the world has told you that I'm a racist. They said that he's a racist. Let's start at the beginning. The reason that most people are so quick to label someone else a racist is because they don't know the meaning of the term racist or racism. Most of them don't even understand that racism has only been around since the 1700s. Most people don't understand that 3 centuries ago, there was no racism. Most people don't understand that when you call someone a racist, what you're really doing is saying that they have power. To call a black person a racist, especially in the last 400 years, speaks to your true ignorance and the stupidity and the lack of your ability to go get educated. So I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on it. A racist, or to be racist, is to have the ability to control the final outcome and the destiny of an entire group of people based on their appearance. So let's say, for instance, I walk into my kitchen and I see a colony of ants working away on a piece of bread. They working, everybody doing something. Some breaking the bread down, some carrying the bread away, some is guarding the bread, other ones is reporting back to the queen of the bread. You got a few over here that's raising the little baby ants because they're gonna eat the bread, and all of that's going on. And I walk in and see that, and I decide, no, y'all not doing that here in my kitchen. So I decide to go get some Raid or whatever I'm going to get to kill the ants. Real kill for my old school people. Hot Shot. You remember Hot Shot? And I'm going to eliminate all of them. I'm just going to spray. They never even know what hit them. They out there living their life, and I wipe them out. I just eliminated that entire group. I determined their final outcome. They had no say so. Even if I kept a few for a pet and stuck them in an ant farm or something like that, the rest of them I decided to wipe out. Or I didn't wipe them out. I just took the bread from them so that they would starve to death. Or let's say I took a lighter and just burnt some of them up. What I'm doing is I'm enacting my power over the whole race of the ants. I am practicing racism. I have control of them. If they eat or sleep, if they walk or run, if they thirst or die of thirst, I am in control of them. I am truly a racist. And then the ants that do get to live in the ant farm, I still decide to abuse them some more. I might take one out every now and then and accuse it of something when it didn't do nothing and then kill it. Or I might take a few out and accuse them of doing something that, it's what ants do. But I throw them in an ant prison. Right. I'm being a racist. I even make laws for the ants and tell them you can't walk this way on Thursday and you can only go that way on Saturday. And if you put one antenna up too far, I'm threatened. That's racism. It's a system of control. When have black people been in a racially empowered position over anybody, really, for the last 400 years? So when you say that someone's a racist, you're basically saying that they are the people that have had power over you. So when you call me a racist, other people, you're saying I have power over who? Whose destiny do I have the power to control? We didn't have power when they was kidnapping people out of Africa. We didn't have power when they dropped us off in the Caribbean. to break us. We didn't have power when they shipped us up to the United States because we had been broken and we were good slaves. We didn't have power then. We didn't have power. Even when they freed us, we had a little bit of freedom, but we didn't have power over our own destiny. We still was living in somebody else's house. We still had to abide by their rules. They promised to give us a little bit of space to do our own thing. And when we tried to do our own thing, they took that from us too. Then they took away, see the power? We don't have no power. And then when we realized we didn't have no power and we tried to ask for the power, what did they do? They formed an organization to terrorize us and to kill us and to scare us from asking. So then when that didn't work, they just put together a whole system where we could just coexist, but at a lower level. We didn't have no power then. I'm on my morning mental. And then when we tried to fight back, we were told that we were wrong and that we were terrorists and that we was stupid but we're racist. No. What we are is what we've always been. It's the one thing they hate to hear you say, because to say it means that they become something else. You see, when the police show up at a crime scene, the first person they look at is the victim. They look at the victim. From the victim, they can tell what crime was committed. And then they go after the criminal. You see, we've been the victim. We're not playing the victim. We are the victim. We didn't act like we was enslaved. We didn't act like we've been raped, robbed, and murdered. We didn't act like we was kidnapped. These are crimes. We didn't act like we were beaten. We didn't act like that we were lynched. We didn't act like any of those things. So don't say we're acting like we're the victims. We are the victims. We didn't act like we lost our land. We didn't act like we lost our wealth. We didn't act like our culture was erased from us. We didn't act like any of those things. They happened. We're the victim. And I know there's some white person sitting on this live stream that's watching it that probably disagrees with everything that I'm saying. Because in order for us to be the victim, somebody has to be the perpetrator. And even though you all will look at me and say, well, you wasn't the victim. Didn't nobody enslave you? You were never a slave. I can always come back and say, and you were never a slave owner. You never did those things that were did to us. We are the descendants of both sides. So since things are still in the configuration of what happened, don't you think at some point we as the victims should be compensated and you as the perpetrators, descendants of the perpetrators, need to do the compensating? But you don't, because we're compassionate people. We have compassion on everybody. Y'all think that we are victims. We play the victim. No. We're just loving people who keep giving everybody the benefit of the doubt. And they just keep screwing us every time. So to all of those people who say I'm a racist, I'm not a racist. I just believe in what's right and what's wrong. I'm not a, what is the word? This is from a song that I wrote years ago. It says, not a supremacist, not a racist, just an average person. We must address this. And if you don't believe that, when I'm done with this live this morning, I am going to repost a video from 2017. But I realize that you all don't understand how to watch videos unless someone gives you the context of the video. So let me give you the context of the video. Number one, when you see the video, please don't come at me with the, I can't believe he filmed that. I didn't film it. It was filmed by bystanders. If some of y'all know what I'm talking about, if you've seen this video. Somebody will say, well, we don't know what was going on here. I'll tell you what was going on. I was in Los Angeles. I was in LA. As a matter of fact, I was doing some work for Warner Brothers Motion Pictures. And since I was in LA and I was in Glendale. Anybody who knows anything about LA stand up, I was out in Glendale where Warner Brothers and Paramount and all the movie studios are. And I had a day to myself when I normally didn't get any days to myself. And I decided to do something that I always had heard about, but I never did because I'm not big on that thing, but I had some time to kill. So I figured I'd go down to Hollywood Boulevard and Sunset, that area down in Hollywood, and just go down there and be a tourist, buy some stuff for the folks back home, see what all this hubbub was about. So I went down to Hollywood, I'm down in Hollywood now, and I'm actually across from the Chinese Theater. I'm across from the Chinese Theater. And I was doing some shopping. And I bought me some, I was doing okay. So I had a pocket full of loot. So I decided, well, I was doing more than okay. I'm not gonna lie. I had a pocket full of cash. And I went into the store to buy some stuff, and I'm in the store and I'm buying stuff. And I bought some shirts and, typical stuff. I came out of the store and I looked, and across the street there was a gathering. And I'm thinking it's Hollywood. It must be somebody famous. So, hey, let's check it out. They're always debuting movie premieres. So I'm thinking, hey, something must be happening over there. It must be, somebody famous. And as I looked from across the street, I'm looking and I saw this man, and he was sitting on the ground and he was kind of leaning back, and there was a group of guys. They were a group of white guys, and they were yelling at him. And I'm thinking, is this a scene from a movie? And there was people all around trying to stop the guys. And, they were like, nah, leave us alone, and I'm watching the whole thing unfold from across the street. I have nothing to do with this. And I saw these two sisters, two black girls. I'm going to say black because Black Girl Magic rocks. And they were what you call sidewalk performers. They were out there dressed in characters, and they were trying to make money. And they tried to stop these guys, and one of them pushed the sister. Well, y'all know how I feel about the sisters. So what did I do? I immediately crossed the street with my shopping bags and all. And when I got to the other side, I really got a full picture of what was going on. What was going on was the guy on the ground was a homeless guy. He was homeless. He was sitting on a mat, and he wasn't bothering anyone. He wasn't looking up. He didn't have a sign. He wasn't saying, feed me or anything like that. And he was sitting there, and he had a cup. And in the cup, I guess you could put change if you wanted to be generous. And they had kicked his cup in the street, and his little bit of change was all in the street. And he had his head down. He was being very humble. And, he had that homeless cigarette. You got that little piece of cigarette that he was nursing. And he was just like not really being resistant. And these guys were yelling at him. They were like, get out of here. Don't nobody want to see that out here. Get out of here. It's written in the good book. It says, and the poor will be with you forever. It doesn't mean people won't be poor. I mean, there'll be people who are poor in spirit will always be with you. And when I saw what was going on, I asked the two young ladies, here, hold my bags. And they're like, what are you going to do? And I'm like, don't worry about that. Just hold my bags. And they held my bags, and I charged these guys. I came in like, what the hell y'all think y'all doing? Oh, came in with with the brother voice, what the hell y'all doing? They didn't know who I was, so they were surprised. So they all backed up. Now, mind you, this is a tourist attraction, people. There are people there taking pictures and, taking pictures of the Chinese theater, and all this is going on. And these guys were tourists. They were tourists. And they were angry that this homeless guy was sitting in front of this place of wealth and begging, I guess he was. I'm not sure what he was doing, but the fact that he was down and out on his luck. And that, they were abusing him. I mean, that's not right. That's not right, y'all. That's not right. So after I scared them away, I turned and I looked at the homeless dude. And so, I went and I sat down with him, and I never asked him his name. I didn't care about his name. I got his little cup, brought it back, got his little change, put it back in his cup. He sat on his mat. He wouldn't lift his head up. And so I started talking to him because we're all people. We all come from somewhere. So when you see someone who's down on their luck and down and out, and that this is where life is taking them through, you don't just walk past them like you don't see them. If you have a real heart, and we're compassionate people. So I got down and I asked the guy, I said, "What's happening, man?" And, he starts telling me, I'm a throwaway person. People threw me away. World gave up on me. Nobody cares. This is what he's saying. And I asked him, I said, well, why are you here? Why are you here in front of the Chinese theater? What's happening? And he says, I come down here because, I'm hoping that one day somebody will bless me. And I'm going, well, how long you been coming down here? And he said, I've been coming down here for 9 years. I said, 9 years? You've been coming down here for 9 years? And he said, yeah. I'm like, why? And he told me his story. He said, I was in the military and I was a vet and I came home and my mom died. And so my mom owned the home. So unless you have an address, the VA won't pay you benefits. So I became homeless. I'm like, okay. He says, and I play a guitar. And, I used to come down and make my money playing the guitar, but somebody stole that and that was the way I made money. So I've been on the streets ever since and I can't get any help. So I figured if I came down here, that maybe one day, things would change. And it touched me. It really did, because here is a guy that has served this country. Things didn't go right like they don't for a lot of vets. And now he's homeless, sitting in front of a tourist attraction, hoping that somebody would help him. And all of these people on vacation and all of these people, see, this is how we do each other. Everybody's on vacation and everybody's, they looking out for themselves and they only care about, what they can get out of the deal. And this is our problem as Black folks. We're the same way with everybody else. We want to make sure everybody else is eating. We want to make sure everybody else is okay. We want to make sure everybody else is entertained. We want to make sure everybody else has some style to their life. That's why we give the spice of life back to everybody, because we are compassionate, loving people. That's how you have a one world unified government. It's everybody has to love each other. I've been telling y'all that on the Morning Mental. And so when I heard his story, he said something that really struck me. He said, I asked him, I said, so what are you waiting on? He says, I'm waiting on a blessing. I'm waiting on my blessing. And I said, you waiting on a blessing? And he said, everybody deserves a blessing. That was deep, because what he said was true. Everybody, including every person of every race that is a child of the Most High, you deserve a blessing. And when he said that, I looked at him and I said, well, guess what? You can stop waiting. Your blessing has shown up. And you have to watch the rest of the video to see what happened next. And I'll never forget the look on this man's face. He cried, y'all. You have to watch the video. He cried. And he cried, and it was very touching. You have to watch the video. And I don't know this man's name to this day. And I refuse to do any news stories about what happened. I wasn't doing it for recognition. I was acting out of the kindness of my heart. And there are those people who call me a racist. There are those people who says that I hate white people. The person that I'm talking about was white. But I'm a racist. The person that I'm talking about was white. I'm going to repost that video so you all can see it for yourself and see how all things work together to prove who is pure of heart and who is not. You see, what comes out of your mouth is indicative of what's in your heart. So again, I'm not talking to the perfect people. I know we got some perfect people in here who ain't never made a mistake. I'm not talking to y'all. I'm not talking to the folks out there that don't hold any ill will toward black people. You think that we're the best thing since sliced bread and you really want to be brothers and sisters with us? I'm not talking to those people. I'm not talking to perfect people or people who don't hold any type of grudge in their heart or any type of remorse again. I'm talking to you know who I'm talking to. So before you call me a racist, let me give you this. When you're in an abusive relationship, you never turn around and call the victim the abuser. They may not like what you're doing to them. They might even do something to you in retaliation for what you've been doing to them. They might even have to do something to get your attention so that you understand what you're doing to them. Or they might even want to leave you because of what you're doing to them. There are a lot of things that they can do, but they're not the abuser. They're the abusee. Black folks have been the abusee for so long that now people act like that they don't have the right to respond to what's been done to them. No, I can be very, very, very angry at you for what you've done to my people. I can hold ill will against you because of what you continue to do to my people. I can have a problem with the way you treat us when you claim you're treating us equally based on my people. I can do that. I can do all those things, but it doesn't make me the person that is doing it. Now, on the other hand, if I go somewhere, let's say build a country, come back, grab some white folks, take them over there, make them work for free, beat them, rob them, rape them, and don't tell them where they came from. Now I'm being a racist. I'm practicing racism. Do you understand? So please stop saying that I'm a racist when I've been nothing more than someone who tries to be fair to other people, irregardless of your skin color. It just so happens that the group that we need to talk about this morning, the group that needs somebody to stop being racist toward them, the group that needs some reparations and some restitution, the group that needs an apology, the group that needs to be treated as equal human beings, the group that is the victim of racism, systematic and overt and all other types, that group is black folks. And since I just happen to be one, I have a right to have some heartburn with what you've done, but I am not a racist because I don't like what you've done to me. And I was always told if people are not attacking you, then you're not doing something right. Oh, I'm being attacked on all sides simply because I decided to stand up for my people, simply because I chose to bring force to speak against the powers to be. Oh, they just trying to find any little thing because they don't want y'all to stand up. Don't y'all see they want to keep you on your knees? They want to keep you subservient. They want y'all to keep on playing ball for them. They want y'all to keep on making ignorant music for them. They want y'all to keep on letting them impregnate our women. They want us to keep on going along with the fact that they tell us that we're stupid and we're criminals so they can lock us up. They want y'all to keep on going along with the program. They want y'all to keep on making them rich. They want y'all to keep on. They don't want you to get yourself together. Child of the Most High, don't you know once you get yourself together, that once you start to focus on the Most High and your people, that once you start to become a praiser, once you start to acknowledge all the things that you're inherited to you, that once you start to walk in your pride, whether you make mistakes along the way, walking, remember, you don't just get up and walk. You got to crawl before you walk. Then you got to walk before you run. Then you got to run before you fly. A lot of us, they don't want you to fly. They don't want you to run. They don't want you to walk shit. They don't even want you to crawl. Don't y'all understand that? And because like a baby, we trying to stand up now. We stumbling. We came out of the quarantine trying to stand up and they want you to stay down. So they will attack anybody for any reason. For any reason. Y'all saw the story yesterday. 9 soldiers got shot by a tank in the Army. Come on, y'all. But yet, ain't nobody jumping on that because, see, that's them. But we had a one incident where somebody dropped a shotgun and all of a sudden we idiots. Matter of fact, I demonstrated just how easily a bolt can come forward on a weapon. And everybody saying, "No, the weapon don't fire." That wasn't the point, you dumbass. It was the fact that it was locked back on safe and it shouldn't have moved at all. Y'all jumped completely over that. It's not that the weapon would fire. It's the fact that just because you hold the weapon and you think that it won't do anything, you can bang a weapon and it'll do something. But don't worry about that. It's not what I said. It's who said it. How dare this black man speak with authority? How dare this black man gather his people together to stand against us? How dare this black man, you acting too uppity, nigga. Say I'm being an uppity nigga right now. Y'all don't know that term. Old folks know what an uppity nigga is. You're being too uppity, or as they said, you acting too free. He got too much freedom. Now I got too much freedom. And y'all still don't see what's happening. They're going to keep attacking me and trying to tear me down to make me disappear so y'all will go back to sleep. It ain't like we got 25 different black militias running around competing for the spotlight like we do basketball teams. It ain't like I got a bunch of people running around wearing different shirts that say this militia, that militia, black power, whatever. No, they just want to see NFAC go away because they can't enjoy their racist, comfortable society if we keep making all this goddamn noise. Now, I'm not going to tell y'all this, but one more time. And I'm beginning to see how we get to the 144,000 because it's not going to be all of y'all. I'm beginning to see why on the Georgia Guidestones, they carved that only 500 million people need to be around because the rest of y'all are going to eliminate yourselves through your own stupidity. You keep believing every little thing that they say about you. And I'm going to tell you something else while I'm at this. All of the good people that have come to me saying, "Hey, I'm an expert on this. I'm an expert on that. Let me help y'all. Let me help." They coming to me about you. They're telling me stuff that, see, they're not just doing it to me. I'm supposed to be the bad guy. Then why are they coming to me telling me stuff about what you did? I don't need to know who was a child molester. I don't need to know who was a pimp back in the day. I don't care about all that stuff. All I care about is what are we going to do about the situation that's facing us right now? And if I'm in a shootout and I'm all my people are down and I'm the last one and one of y'all run up there and pick up a gun and say, "I'm going to help you fight," I wouldn't give a damn where you came from. I wouldn't care what you did in the past. Can you shoot? Can you help me push the enemy back? Can you help us get free? Then get your ass in here. The boat, we need somebody else to help us row, God damn it. What are you talking about? But y'all keep on looking at the people that continue to attack you when you get something good going. See, if we were a joke, like they say, they wouldn't pay us no mind. If they really thought that we were damaging the image of black people owning weapons, then why the fuck do y'all got all these weapons then? Ain't nobody damaging nothing. We're just in the spotlight right now because we're trying to free our people from the mental prison that they're in so that they can get themselves organized, so that they can start to take care of themselves, so that they don't have to keep being the victims of police brutality, so that they can have some place where they can determine their own destiny. You see, they really got pissed at us when I said we want to leave them. Isn't it amazing that the same people who say they want to make America great again, the same people that want to move out to the middle of nowhere and make all of these little communities where it's just them and don't want us around, that the moment we say we want to go somewhere and be by ourselves where we don't want them around, we wrong. No. We don't want to have nothing to do with y'all, but we want y'all to stay right there so we can abuse y'all. Y'all got us fucked up on the morning mental. Stop. I told you I didn't have a whole lot for you this morning. I just wanted y'all to understand that we are not racist. We can't be. We don't have the power to be racist, but we do have the power to fight back against the continued system of racism that's enacted against us. And I think that everything that I'm doing to aggravate the enemy, everything that I say that they think is a mistake, it is not. It is a trigger to expose you. You see, it's easy to expose you when I can push your buttons. All I got to do is say something, and in your arrogance, in your intelligence, you're going to jump up and say, oh, that's not right. What are you saying? But then I can point to some other people and say, but you didn't say that about them folks over there. Is it because they're white folks? I have yet to see all the tank experts come out. I have yet to see all the heavy artillery experts come out and start to rip the U.S. Army a new asshole for what they did yesterday. You fired a tank into another tank and called it friendly fire. Yet, wait a minute, we misfired a shotgun. You misfired a goddamn tank. Where's all the training then? Where's all of the basic right? Where's all of the fundamentals of, where's all that? I need to see the experts come out. I don't see y'all saying nothing about that because I'm not the racist. You are. And it shows in everything you say, everything you do, everything you don't say, and everything you do. It does. And so I thought I'd come this morning just to dispel the fact that I'm not a racist. I believe in doing what's right. And what's right now is that black folks need to be given some space to get themselves together. Y'all have pushed us too far. Now, I'm going to give y'all that video as soon as I get off of here. I'm going to post the morning mental, so you'll see this, but pay very close attention to the video that I will post after that. And remember, I'm supposed to be a racist. Right. I'm not a racist. I'm a victim. Just like the other 45, 47 million of us. Not all of us, because some of us have forgotten who we are. We've joined our masters in attacking anybody that wants to illustrate and get us out of this situation. That's my morning mental for this morning. I hope you all have a blessed, very balanced, well-protected day. I won't be with you tonight. I'm on some TV show somewhere. I'm on some of everything. To my brothers and sisters around the world, I hope you're getting a front row seat to what is happening here in America, because this is what I'm talking about. This is what we've been dealing with behind the scenes for almost 60 years. That every time we try to stand up for ourselves, they come and they try to destroy and tear it down. But they don't do that for their own, because they know that we know it ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun, but it's also a proven fact that they collapse when we fight back. Shalom, my people. See y'all later.